Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you my anime first impressions on a series called Bubuki. This is a new anime series that is starting to air in winter 2016, and honestly, I had really not any clue what I was getting into when I started this series, and I was completely unaware that Bubuki was going to be a CGI anime series, which caught me by surprise, because walking into this series, I thought it was going to be like, standard animation art. Then I saw CGI, and I'm like, whoa, this is not actually that bad for a CGI anime series. It didn't look that bad. It really didn't. So, before I even begin talking about the plot, to what it's about, and all that, my general first impressions of the CGI and animation they used, not that bad, actually. It's very nice. It's definitely something I could sit down and watch and enjoy. So, I'm just going to say congrats on the studio that made Bubuki and the CGI. They did a really good job with this first episode. So, besides that, what is Bubuki about? That is the main thing that we all really need to kind of take a moment to consider, because you don't really get the full picture of what is going on in the said series. We do know about there's like these robots, and we know about how these, different people have powers, along with how they're able to have like these mini robot called Bubuki and stuff follow them. You have to where the main male character's mother was framed for something she did not do, and then also the sister that was very, very fucking annoying. Like, oh my god, okay, let me talk about that. The beginning of the episode, or half the episode with the little sister, she annoyed the fuck out of me. Like, I was fucking annoyed with that character so bad. I mean, she's just sitting there, just nagging, and, pretty much putting down the MC, and then saying, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, it's mine, Obu or whatever is mine, and just, the one thing after another, she just fucking annoyed the shit out of me. And then, when she caused all the chain of events to where, the mother has to kind of sacrifice herself, and then you have it to where they have to fall from this, like, floating island or whatever, down into the water. I mean, it was thanks to the sister wanting to be able to help out her mom. I mean, it was a noble cause in a way, but also she was just being very selfish and not really thinking it through, and which led to the overall downfall of what happened in the first half of the episode, and what probably led to the events of what the main series is going to be about. We don't really know if the mother is dead or not. It's not confirmed at all if the mother died in, what she was doing in the middle of the episode. It's not confirmed at all. So, there is a possibility the mother is still alive somewhere up there floating in the sky, and eventually we're probably going to see her. But for now, though, let's talk about what's going on. So, the main thing is the main male character, he's trying to kind of go back up to where his mother was, but also he's trying to prove his mother's innocence and how she did not murder countless thousands of people because of what happened 10 years ago. And that's pretty much all the main stuff we got from this episode. General first impressions has a very interesting concept, and it could be something very entertaining and good, depending on where it goes. The main thing I think that's going to cause many to either drop this said series or continue watching this said series might be the CGI. For instance, if you're not a big fan of CGI, like you cannot look past CGI, and you have to have like original type of anime and art, you're probably going to hate this series, and I honestly couldn't recommend it if you really cannot stand CGI to that extent. I mean, I'm not a big fan of CGI either, I made that very clear, but when it comes to some series, I will kind of look past it, and this is a type of series I think I can. So I want to give it another shot next week. Let's see how it goes. We'll see how the story progresses. Now, before I actually end this, in terms of the OST, actually, that's something I do want to talk about. The OST of this first episode, quite good, actually. It was a really good original soundtrack that was used in this episode that I felt like really helped this episode flow. Like, it meshed everything together. I mean, it meshed the overall scenes to the impact of some of the things that were going on. The only real issue I think that this series actually has, though, now that I've covered, like, everything else, would probably be the main male character, actually. The main male character is very generic. He's a very generic MC. He doesn't really stand out to where he's anything like, oh my god, I want to know completely a lot more about him. But, I mean, that doesn't make it bad at all. I mean, it really comes down like I've always said, execution, how his character goes from this point onward. It's just a standard introduction of a character. Depending on how the writer takes the character, it can be a phenomenal character, just depending on the writing, of course. So, yeah, so far, though, main male character, he's really one of the only major flaws, I think, of this episode, and that would be just, you know, how he's just very, very, very average. He's just very plain. It's something we've seen quite a bit. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.